Greetings, welcome to another sesh of Not the Norm. It's Sunday, 3 minutes past 3 on the 12th of the 7th, 2020. So we're going to go through a few more little interesting bits and pieces about the lexicon and the text and the language that we're using, and I'm going to show you a little bit more of the depths of deception that is encoded within the language. So we'll just wait for some bods to come on. Haven't been on for a while, been pretty busy. Life goes on. Got to keep greasing the machine, as they say. There we go, something's come up there. Oh, hi, how are you? Hope all's good in the hood. It's a lazy Sunday, thought I'd do a Sunday sesh with you, a bit more not the norm, down the rabbit hole of the lexicon. I'm just going to cover a few things again. All about the perception and the deception, the inception of the deceptions within the language. Hope you can hear me okay there. So again, just to let you all know, caveat emptor, it's buyer beware, let those that be deceived be deceived. And that includes everything I'm telling you. You know, this is just entertainment, folks. See how that works? It's just entertainment. That's how that works. Okay, so we're going to go over some more words. Remember that words cast spells. That's why it's called spelling. They're energy. And we're using a language called the English language, known as an equivocal language. And your word equivocal is synonymous, or it means is the same as duplicate, unclear, and vague. Okay? So this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with this language. So we might be doing a little bit more from the smorgasbord of truth, because there's more gas on this board of truth. We're going to go into the depths of casting spells. More so I'm going to expose to you the deception and the anxiety and the negativity, the disconnect and the division that's built within the language and the spellings of the language and the phonetics. Remember the phonetics, it's Phoenician, it's phony, it's a sea-bearing, they were a sea-bearing race, they give us a sea-bearing language, not a language of the land. They gave us the language of the sea. So we're going to delve a little bit more into that. I'm going to expose to you how it's in front of your faces. It's subliminal. It's right in front of your face, but you don't see it until it's pointed out to you, until you're conscious of it. Your subconscious is aware of it, but your consciousness isn't. And most of us are unconscious, unfortunately, and with no conscience. G'day, who we got there? Hey, Kate, how you doing? Nice to have you on board. Back on the table of food for thought, on the smorgasbord of truth. Another session with Not the Norm. So we're going to go into the deceptions of the perceptions that are built into the words, into the language. It's there by design. It's very clever design, in fact. Very, very cleverly designed. But once you start to see it, you can dispel it and you can de-sign it and decipher it, because that's what they are. They're signs, they're spellings, they're words, they're magic, they're power. As it says here, the power of words and magic. Words are not just elements of speech or writing, because they can be used to strengthen the effects of magic. When spoken out loud, words transform into frequencies and vibrations that can be used to direct energy. This is one of the first steps in creating real magic. Most people will laugh at the idea of magic being real, but if only they knew that what magic really is and how magic is being used to control them, they would not be laughing. Remember, magic is the art of directing and controlling energy using natural forces, for example, sound and thought, to produce a desired effect. In other words, magic is the art of directing and controlling energy. What most of us do not understand about the reality of Earth is that we live in a world dominated by magic. Until you learn how magic works and how it is being used to control you, you will never know how the world really works. Okay, that's how it is. It's the power of words, folks. I don't call them spellings for nothing. Okay, so what we're going to do here is just going to plant some seeds. I can't force you to hear any messages, you know, your truth is your truth. If it rings true with you, then it sounds good, doesn't it? If it doesn't sound good, it won't ring true. If it rings true, you're in accord, and then you're in accordance with things, and you're in attune. You're in attunement and in atonement. Don't mean to sound biblical, but sometimes it does. It's just the nature of the words, eh? How do we use it to our advantage? We become conscious of what comes out our mouths. We become conscious and aware of what comes out our mouths and what we are projecting with our words. That was Linnea, is it? Linnea Crystal. Yeah. We learn to become conscious of what it is we're saying. Okay, I'm going to give you a bit more knowledge because knowledge is power. Okay, look at the spellings with the knoll on the edge. If you're on a knoll on the edge of things, a knoll is something high, it's a little hill, and it has power. Because you're on the edge of things, you can see further. You're higher on the rung of the ladder of understanding. You're higher on the rung, you can see higher. You can see farther. That's why it's called a less on. Puts less on your plate because you learn. You've got to earn that learning, though, and that's to each in their own. Sorry, I wasn't pointing at the words. You've got to learn is to earn, put less on. Putting less on your plate because you're learning more, which gives you greater understanding, gives you a higher level of knowledge, a higher level to be able to see things from. And you will intuit that, because that's called intuition. That's how that works. Because it will be in accord, it will ring true. Because sounds ring true, remember? If it doesn't ring true, then it's not in accord with your beat, your frequency. Because frequencies are waves, and we're antennas, and we pick up on that consciously, subconsciously, and unconsciously. It's all about frequency, and we like frequency, don't we? We like frequency because we like it when the mailman brings our mail at 10 o'clock every morning on a Tuesday. We like that kind of frequency, don't we? We're bound by that frequency, in fact. Be careful, because those frequencies are sometimes measured in hertz, okay? And the language that we've been given as the tool of communication is, it's full of disconnect, division, discord, duplicity. It's an unequivocal language, okay? It's duplicit by its nature. It's called, the North Americans said the white man speaks the forked tongue. It's because of the language. And also what they said and what they did were two opposite things. But then once you start to decode the language, you realize you were being told exactly what was going on. Being told exactly what's going on. Because it's all about intuition, frequency, vibration, giving you knowing, which comes with the knowledge, which is the power. Because we know what happens when we're ignorant, don't we? And here's one of my favourite sayings from Krishnamurti. It is no measure of health to be well adjusted to a profoundly sick society. Okay, the laws of living are simple, folks. Okay, there's the laws in the judiciary where you're going to be drowning. There's lots of claws in there to get you stuck. But over here, not that I'm a religious man, okay, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I'm not religious. Because religion is to do again, and legion is to bind. I don't want to be bound again. But I like these laws. They're simple. Don't kill, don't steal, don't deceive. It's pretty simple stuff. Righto. Let's get down to it. So in this conception, I'm going to tell you outright, there is deception in the perception from inception, and there is no exception. Okay? I'll show you how all that works. So I've got some text here for you. Hopefully you'll be able to see that. And I'm going to go over this. I'll try to hold that still for you so you can see it. Maybe I should make it bigger. I see that okay? Maybe I should make it bigger actually. Increase the text size here so we can see what's going on. It's kind of bugging me up a wee bit, but that's right. Okay, it's going to make the text look a bit funny, but maybe I can do that. There we go. Right. So here's some context or allegory for your lexicon. Of your lexicon, sorry. Okay, so I'm going to read this out. I want you to look at the words because of the spellings, how it's outlined. So again, some context or allegory of your lexicon. Hello, now I've caught your attention. Here's a diatribe of average text and spellings that contains some sentences and some terms. This is your warning to listen carefully with respect, please. Okay, here we go. So, you're summoned awake by your alarm between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. on a Monday morning, as your job dictates your time. You begin your day's trial at your employment entrance as you meet the executor in his suit, necktie, collar and cuffs. You enter to earn your wage at your profession or career, which is great, as it's a need, but you long for the weekend and days off. Now, I am the author of this writing, but it is the language you were taught. I have no license, I am not religious, but as they say at the end of prayer, bless you, amen. Only nice people don't get it, and that's your funeral. Okay, that might not make much sense there, eh? So let's have a look at that. Let's decipher that, de-sign it, descript it, and have a look what's going on here. I better do the same there, make that text bigger for you. Just bear with me there, folks. So this is the same text, but I've added some bold and I've added some italics to it as well, just to accentuate some of the things that were in this text. Maybe I should have the other one there as well. So here's the other one. I'll just shrink it down and put it over there. But anyway, so some context or allegory to your lexicon. So this is some context. So I'm telling you straight away, there's some con in this text. Okay? There's some con. You see that? There's some con in the text there, folks. And this is all, it's all a gory. Okay? It's all pretty gory, this. And it's your lexi. Again, con. There's cons in these words here. There's text, there's cons in the text, and it's all pretty gory. Okay, I've told you that straight away. So straight away, we're hell low. Well, that's not a very good high vibration word, is it? Hell and low. Now I've caught you. Oh, you've been caught. And I've got your attention. Now, NTN was an Egyptian god, eh? Just point that out to you. Because lots of people think they're not religious in that, and they don't believe in religion in that. But in fact, the very text and the spellings and the words that we're using are absolutely full of it. I mean, the days of the week are just all gods. The months of the year are virtually all gods. I mean, you're all like those sorts of frequencies, don't you? You're all like that kind of frequency. You're the call lender. You like the calendar, don't you? Anyway, we just get back to this diatribe. So hello, now I've caught your attention. Here's a diatribe. So here, see the hearing? I want you to hear what's going on here because it's H-E-A-R. H-E-A-R there. And this is a diatribe. Dia means go through the tribe, folks. Dia means through by way of your tribe. Okay? And this is average text. The average text or the average of things is the mean. Okay? It's the mean text. Like we talk about the average population. Well, in other words, the average is mean, folks. You get what I mean, don't you? Are you being mean? No, no, that's not what I mean. You get what I meant? See, ment's mental in the mind. So you being mean? No, that's just the average norm. You're being silly now. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, so here's a diatribe with average text and spellings. Again, spells. Spells are cast. You're all put into cast, don't you? Cast in your culture. Your cults. You like your cults and your casts. Casts of different tribes. Again, through the tribe, the spellings being cast, and that contain some sentences and some terms. Now, you'll notice back up here, I said court. Now, I've caught your attention. You're in court now. You see that? Now, in court, they give you sentences and terms, don't he, that judge? That judge is the Magi. The judge is the Magi. I've got it written here. And he, now, the judge is the Magi. Okay, he's the Magi, and he's dealing in straight out magic, folks. And he'll tell you that. That's why he's called the magistrate. He also sits on a thing called a bench. A bench is another Latin word. It means bank. He sits on the, he represents the bank. He doesn't care who's paying. Someone's going to pay, because you're always in pain, aren't you? You're always paying. Paying's pain, folks, pain. See that? It's pain. You're always in pain. You're always paying, because it's all a tax. Oh, man, my tea's missing. Can't remove the head, can we? It's a tax, isn't it? It's all a tax. It's all a tax, and you're all agreed. And you're all paying and paying. And you're paying because you're inland revenue. Because you're paying inland revenue. Because you are the land, and they tax the land. Folks, that's why it's called tax. That's why they get you to fill in form, and then you're informed. You see how that works? Anyway, let's get back to this text. So we've got court. We've got a sentence and a term from the magistrate. His sentence might be hard labour, and the term might be 8 months or 6 months or whatever it is. So again, I'm just showing you the depth of the negative vibrations that are built and the duplicity that are built within the language. Okay. Now, when I first read it to you, I don't mean to be in red, because then we're in blood again. It's not in red, it's actually in black. I don't mean to be racist either. I was going to do white, but then I couldn't get a black background to put the white writing on to not upset anybody. So so this is what we got. If it upsets anyone or upsets anyone, then so be it. It is what it is, folks. But this is it. This should actually upset you. What I'm exposing to you should upset you in some way, because this is how easily it is that we're duped by the language right in front of our faces. And this is subliminal. It's below your conscious ability to be able to pick it up on your normal state of frequency that you vibrate at or operate at. So what we're trying to do is raise your frequencies to be able to see you. So you've got more knowledge. So you're the knoll. You are the one who's on the knoll and on the edge, and being able to see farther, even though you're standing on Papa Tuanuku, who is the mother. Okay? Anyway, so here's a diatribe of average mean text and spellings that contain some sentences and some terms. So you're in court, folks. This is your warning. I gave you a warning. See the war in there? See the war? And you'll get the officer. When the officer, he comes to make an offer to you, sir, he's making an offer. He gives you a war rant, doesn't he? He's ranting about war, and he gives you a war rant. You see how that works? It's all about war. It's all about creating division, anxiety, dis-ease, and it's done through the language. So this is your warning to listen carefully with respect, please. Okay, respect, means to do again, spect means to look. Okay, to respect, to look twice, to think about it twice, to give it respect. And plea, there's your plea. You go to court to plea, don't you? Okay, so now we know what's going on. So I started the sentence, excuse me, you're summoned awake by your alarm. So you're summoned to court, aren't you? Who else is summoned? Oh, the dead are summoned, aren't they? Oh, that's right. And where is awake? Oh, awake is where a dead person. Oh, I missed a piece of that out there. Actually, let me add that in. There we go. So you're summoned awake to awake. So someone's died, folks. Okay? There's been some kind of sentence and term been applied here. Someone's made a plea. Someone's dead. They've been summoned in the morning. What happens when you're in mourning? Oh, you're pretty sad when you're in mourning, aren't you? Hey? Because you're awake. You're awake in the morning and you're in a state of alarm because you've just been summoned. That's you for whom the bell tolls, folks. And it's between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. on a Monday morning. Again, on a Monday morning, between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. is the highest mortality rate of people. Most people die of whatever causes it is between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. on a Monday morning. Of course, that would have nothing to do with stress, would it? Of course, that's my sarcasm. Everything to do with stress. Because time, it's timey, isn't it? Timey. See that, how it ties you? Because you need to watch. You need to watch. I'll show you how that works. It sounds timey. It ties you to things. And the time tying you to watch things is full of all of your Egyptian gods again, because you have hours, which if you change the letters around gives you Horus. We talk about the sun set, Horus and Set. Okay, there's your sun gods. Horus chasing Set. Around and around, the revolution. Revolution is round, we go round. The evolution, it's revolving. Does that mean it's revolting? It should be. They call it revolting. So let's get back to the deception that's in the perception and deep incepted into this concept right here. Your spelling. Okay, so between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. on a Monday morning, as your job dictates your time. Job is a Hebrew word, folks. It means persecuted. Go look it up. Go look it up in the Hebrew Bible. Job means persecuted, okay? So you're off to be persecuted. You're in a state of mourning. You've just been to awake. You're summoned. You're in a state of alarm, okay? And this is dictating. This is the dictates, mate. Dictatorship. This is the dictatorship that you're in. So you begin. You begin. Oh, you're begging. You better be begging at this stage. Hey, you're begging the days of your trial. Remember I told you you're on trial because you got caught. Told you you're in court back up here, giving you a sentence and some terms. That's how it works. And you're at your employment, aren't you? You like your employment, folks, don't you? You don't want to be the beneficiary. No, government doesn't want you to be the beneficiary. You should look into that, folks. So whatever the government tells you that's ugly, and there's something else going on there, wherever they tell you to not look, that's where you need to start looking, folks. That's your first clue. So, your employment. They want you to be employed. What's M for at the front of words, folks? Like, for instance, empower. EM at the front of word is for, means for. What is ploy, folks? Go look it up in a dictionary. Ploy is deceit. That's what a ploy is, right? So you're for deceit, and what's meant? There's a Latin meant means mind. So it's all for deceit of the mind, folks, isn't it? So you're begging your days of your trial at your employment. That's for the deceit of your mind. It's called an entrance, isn't it? Was that to entrance you? Is that the entrance or is that to entrance you, folks? As you meet. Oh, you're a piece of meat, all right. Hey, you are the stock in the game. The game. Hey, there's always stockholders. Oh, those stakeholders. They're stakeholders as well. They're stakeholders because it's meat, folks. It's meat. Glad to meet you. Oh, I'm nice to meet you. You're a piece of meat. I'm a piece of meat. Hey, nice to meet you. Always. Okay, so you begin your day's trial, or you begin your day's trial at your employment entrance as you meet the executor. Now, is he the executor or is he the executor? How do you pronounce that word, eh? Is that the phonetics? Is that the phony Phoenicians coming in again? Trying to execute something. Oh, no, he's the executor, no. Oh, no, he's the executor. He's the one that executes things. Remember, you're at a funeral. Someone's died, someone's dead, folks. You're at a wake. We're in mourning, remember? The executor. Now he is in a suit, necktie, collar, and cuffs. Who do you know wears a suit or a necktie, a collar, and cuffs? Who do you know wears those, folks? I think you'd find it might be a slave. A slave might wear those things, eh? Cuffs and a collar, you know, the old neck collar and the necktie. You're about to be hung, drawn, and quartered. Oh, it suits you though, doesn't it? It suits you. Oh, you like a suit? Is that a lawsuit? Civil suit, maybe. Maybe it's a civil suit. Oh, maybe it's a lounge suite. Oh, it might be sweet. Oh, it's pretty sweet, isn't it? Pretty sweet with your necktie, collar, cuffs. Hey, that's your deceitful mind court trial in mourning when someone's being someone's on trial, folks. So you enter to earn your wage and your profession or career. Well, let's have a look at that, eh? What are you entering? What are you entering there? You're entering to earn. Oh, what's an earn, folks? Oh, that's a thing you put dead ashes in, Norm. That's right. That's a thing you put dead ashes in, folks. And you're out there waging. Hey, you're out there waging things and professing stuff, aren't you? You're all professing stuff, but you're careering. What do you normally career towards, folks? Brick wall, cliff, something. Oh, but which is great, isn't it? At the end of the sentence here. At the end of your sentence, it's great. So you enter to earn your wage at your profession or career, which is great, as it's a need, isn't it? It's a need. What do you need? Oh, you need dough. You need dough because we need bread and all. We need money. That's what you need that for. That's why you need it. That's what you need. And it's great, isn't it? No, it grates you all right. It grates you like cheese. And there's a bit of witchy stuff going on here, right? Witch? What's witch? No wizardry. Oh, lots of wizardry. But you've got to be wise to understand wizardry. But which one? Oh, you don't know. Oh, but it's all great, isn't it? It grates you. Grates you every day. Your employment, as you work. Because you don't want to be the beneficiary of anything, do you? You certainly don't want to be the beneficiary. Well, that's what your government tells you. And you're going to believe what your government tells you, aren't you? Because, you know, it's the only place to seek truth. Well, so they tell us. We've got to believe what they tell us, don't we? Okay, so here, which is great, and it's a need here. So, but you long for the weekend and your days off. But you long for the weekend. Oh, you'd have a weekend by the time you finished working all week, eh? You'd have a real weekend. You'd be tired as, especially if you've been at this funeral, mourning all week, in deceit of the mind, with your job, which is deceit again. Especially on Monday morning, when you're mourning on Monday, and the executor entrancing you, earning your wage, because you like to profess. So that's how it works. So I am the author of this writing, but it is the language you were taught. Now that's a taught, folks. What's a taught? Go look up civil taught. That's a wrong. But they like to teach you stuff, don't they? But that's to each in their own. That's for you to own it, to each in their own. You see how that works? It's about you and your ship, to own your ship. You're going to be the owner of the ship. You're going to be the master of the ship, of your vessel, of you, because it's all about you. Remember I told you how it's all about you? How you use the cup. You're the cup to get a hand. You got to get a handle on it and have good standing. And if you don't know about any of the spellings that are going on, and you don't know how to de-sign and de-script and decipher, then you'll end up being dead in the water in a lullaby. Oh, you like a lullaby though, because it puts you all to sleep, doesn't it? I like to have a little lullaby. Puts us all to sleep. Makes us all feel good. Hey. So here we go. So I'm the author of this writing, but it is the language you were taught. I have no license or permission to teach you, to each of you. I've got no control of how you're gonna accept this tuition. You know, this conception we're creating, inception. Hey, I have no license. I don't want to have a license, actually. So I'll tell you what license is. License, folks. Come on, I'll flip around there. You got to see the ugly mug. Sorry about that. Here we go. Licensing. When your government takes away your right to do something and sells it back to you. Pretty much that's what it is, folks. Because you go look up the word licentious in a dictionary, okay? And it's defined as sexually unrestrained, lascivious, libertine, and lewd. Number 2, unrestrained by law or general morality, lawless, immoral. 3, going beyond customary or proper bounds or limits, disregarding rules. That's what licentious means, folks. So I don't want to have a license for anything. I don't, I don't need a license to be sexually lewd. Not that I am. But you know what I'm saying. And I'm not religious, because religion is to bind. Means to do again at the beginning of a word. So I don't want to be bound again. You know, as they say at the end of a prayer, because they like to pray, they pray on you every day. They pray on your left, right, and centre, folks. And they say, be less you. Why do you want to be less? Why would you want to be less? Be less you. And they send you a be ill, don't they? When you're not in voice. When you don't know how to invoice, they send you a be ill. And at the end of a prayer, after they prayed on you, you be less, don't you? Of course, because they grate you like cheese. And you think it's great. And, you know, they say, Amen. Well, that's Amenhotep. There's your other Egyptian god there, folks. You say, oh, good God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God, it can't be true. And I say, only nice people don't get it, that it's your funeral. And this was all about your funeral, your job, the deceit of your mind. Because the executor was there, you're the meat on the plate, you're entranced, you're begging, it's your trial, you're mourning, you're in a state of mourning. You're in a state of mourning because you're awake. You see that? You've been summoned. State of alarm, you're in awake. Please. These are the sentences and the terms and the conditions of the lexicon, the con in the text. You see how that works? Hello. Now let's stop saying hello. Let's say hi. Let's all get high. Hey, let's get higher. Let's raise our vibrations. We do that through our words and comprehending what it is we're saying and the intentions in which you use those words. Intentions is everything. Oh, nice. That's right. Nice. You think it's all very nice. Oh, well, there we go there. Where did I go? I'll get that back up for you. You want to look at the definition of the word nice? Go look it up in the dictionary. I'll tell you, you'll love it. You'll just love it. And that's why I say, oh, everything's so nice. It's late 13th century, folks. It means foolish, ignorant, frivolous, senseless. It's from Old French. Careless, clumsy, weak, poor, needy, simple, stupid, foolish, silly. From Latin, ignorant, unaware. So when they say you look nice, just be very careful the intentions of which they're using those words. Because you may look lovely, but you might not look nice. I mean, this is the ease of the duplicity of the words with which we're being duped and spellbound. What else do I have? Something else up there for you. Anyway, I think I might just about leave it there. So again, oh yeah, here, I'll bring that one up. Double speak, George Orwell, loved his double speak. Double speak is a language that deliberately obscures, disguises, distorts, or reverses the meanings of words. Double speak may take the form of euphemisms, in which case it is primarily meant to make the truth sound more palatable. It may also refer to intentional ambiguity in language or to actual inversions of meaning. So there you go. There's the text and the con in the text, folks. So that's how simple it is. That's how simple it is. And the conception of this deception and the perception has been there from inception. So now I've given you a little bit of instruction on the construct. Now you can learn how to destruct it yourself. Guess that makes me the instructor. My instructors head orchestras, don't they? Orchestras are an organ. It's good to be part of an organ. Again, it's a sound idea, isn't it? Organs make sounds. Sounds ring true. And when we're here because we're listening. Because to listen, if you change the words of the letters of the word listen, you'll get silent. And then we have pause. And then we can have insight, giving us insight. Again, I might leave you with that, eh? Insight and insight. You've got to be insightful, because if you don't go within, you will go without. Okay? And who wants to go without? Hey, let's get back home to the heart of things, because the heart is where the truth is. And home is at the heart of things. Truth is at the heart of the matter. Let's start. Vibrating as we're meant to be. Light, organically, vibrating, energetically. That's what we are, folks. That's what we are. So I'll leave you with that, and I'll just give myself a kind of space. So you visit me obviously on my Facebook. You're obviously on my Facebook channel now, but go and check out my YouTube page. Oh, yeah, let's have a quick look at that as well. The free thinker is always called crazy by the masses. The majority of people who are hooked up on the matrix are closed-minded. They have been deeply conditioned to live in fear. That's false energy appearing real. Fear is an acronym. When such people see an awakened being who thinks freely and understands all perspectives, their egos are triggered. They start justifying their closed-minded thinking by calling you crazy. They are so deeply programmed that they don't even realize the person they are calling crazy is the one who's going to set them free. A free thinker never impresses others. They break people's beliefs and speak truth. And that's what we do, folks. So if you want to learn a little bit more about the language and how it applies to law and whatnot, then you can go and check out the Common Law Association New Zealand page, CLANZ, CLANZ there. And yeah, start raising your own levels of awareness and decipherment and designment. And then you can be the master of your ship and control your vessel and navigate the seas accordingly without objection and obstruction. So hey, thanks for joining us, everyone. Love and light. I'll check out your comments on the Facebook page and get back to you all. Yeah, love and light to you. That's how it works, folks. Love and light to you. Keep doing the good mahi. Keep waking people up. Keep sharing your voice. Remember, only the dead are silent, and only the silent are dead. Awake and aware. Good on you, folks. Love and light.